Right now, a war thousands of miles away is emptying your wallet, and almost nobody is connecting the dots. The Iran conflict has triggered a chain reaction: oil shocks, inflation surges, and a threat to the entire U.S. economy. Let's start with oil, because that's where everything begins. Iran sits at the edge of the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway where 20% of the world's oil flows every single day. When Iran threatens to close that strait, the entire global oil supply gets held hostage and prices explode overnight. Oil prices have already surged, and when oil moves, everything else moves with it: gas, food, transport, manufacturing. American families are already feeling it at the pump. Gas prices are climbing back toward record highs. Higher fuel costs feed directly into inflation, making groceries, rent, and everyday bills harder to pay. The Federal Reserve is now stuck. If they raise rates to fight inflation, they risk crashing the economy. And if they cut rates instead, inflation could spiral out of control, destroying the purchasing power of every dollar you own. Meanwhile, the U.S. government is spending billions on military support, money that adds directly to an already record national debt. The national debt is now over $34 trillion, and war spending is adding hundreds of billions more. This is the hidden tax on every American, because someone has to pay that debt, and it will be you, through higher taxes and weaker services. The stock market has already shown extreme volatility, swinging hundreds of points in a single day on war news alone. Defense stocks are soaring, but that money flows to a tiny group of shareholders, not to working Americans. Small businesses are being crushed. Higher fuel means higher shipping costs, and those costs get passed straight to consumers. Consumer confidence is crashing. When people feel financially unsafe, they stop spending, and that slows the entire economy. This is how recessions are born, not in one dramatic crash, but in a slow bleed of confidence, spending, and jobs. Now add in the global picture. China is watching this very carefully and may use the chaos to accelerate its own economic agenda. Saudi Arabia holds enormous power here too. As OPEC's biggest player, it can choose to flood the market or squeeze it. Europe is also being hammered. Its energy dependency makes it extremely vulnerable to any Middle East disruption. Global trade routes are being rerouted, adding weeks of delays and billions in extra costs to every product you buy. The aviation industry is also hit. Airlines are rerouting flights, burning more fuel, and passing the cost to passengers. And here's the number that should alarm you most. Every $10 rise in oil prices reduces U.S. GDP growth by 0.1% to 0.2%. We're not just talking about Wall Street problems. If GDP shrinks, unemployment rises, and real people lose real jobs. The military-industrial complex profits from every conflict, but the bill is paid by taxpayers for decades to come. So what should you actually do right now to protect yourself financially? First, review your budget immediately. Inflation erodes purchasing power fast, so know exactly where every dollar is going. Second, consider energy-resistant investments. Commodities like gold and energy stocks have historically held value during oil shocks. Third, don't panic sell. Market volatility is noise. What destroys wealth is emotional decision-making, not the war itself. Fourth, diversify your income. In an unstable economy, relying on a single income stream is the biggest financial risk of all. The geopolitical situation could escalate further, or it could de-escalate tomorrow. Nobody knows, but the prepared survive. The real cost of this war isn't just measured in missiles and soldiers. It's measured in your grocery bill, your mortgage, and your future. Share this video with someone who needs to understand what's really happening. Knowledge is the only real protection.